Hello everyone and welcome back to another CG Training Center tutorial. In this video we will be doing our very first project in 3ds Max. So we are going to put in practice everything that we learned so far. We are going to make a 3D text, apply materials, lights, animate stuff. So let's get started. First, create a plane. Just hold Control to make a even square. Just make a large plane like that. Now go to shapes and create a text. Just type anything you want and click in your front viewport and decrease the size. And I'll go to the modifier list with your spline of the text selected and add a modifier called bevel. And now you can increase the height. By the way, the bevel is like an extrude modifier, but it's different because it has 3 levels of extrusion, and you can control the outline edge of the 3D text. So in the level 1 you can increase the height like 3. Yeah, 3, that's fine. And you can enable the level 2 and increase the height just a little bit, like 0.5, and decrease the outline to -0.2. So this gives this nice chamfer effect in our text, which looks good in the render. And make sure it's not there isn't any kind of weird meshes in your 3D text, so that's fine. Now I'm going to the create panel, cameras, and select the target camera, and just click and drag in your top viewport and try to make the camera target stay in the middle of the 3D text. Now just in your perspective view, click C in your keyboard so you can go to your camera view, and now you can make adjustments. Just move your camera and your target to make it look aligned with your 3D text. And in your camera view, click Shift F to enable the save frames so we can see what's going to be rendered. And that's quite fine. Now we are going to animate this. Actually, I need to move the 3D text a little bit so it touches the ground. So that's fine. Now we are going to animate our camera. So if you want to increase the animation time, you can go to time configuration and increase the end time of the animation. That's in frames, by the way, but I'm not going to. So hit auto key and you can go to the last frame and move your camera to the other side of the 3D text like this, and that's animated. But we need to adjust the camera target like this, and just drag your time bar to see if everything's alright, which is not. We need to, at this point, we need to move our camera a little bit farther away. Alright, I'm happy with that. So our animation is done. Now we are going to put some lights in this scene. Go to lights, standard, and create a target direct light. Move the light up. Go to the modify tab so we can change some properties. First enable shadows and select ray traced shadows. Go to the directional parameters tab and increase the hotspot / beam so our light affects more stuff. And if you render this right now, we have some shadows, but we need actually to increase the lights a little bit so we don't see this nice, you know, like a very harsh transition between the light and the dark. And we also need to change the background color, so we are going to increase the hotspot even more and the fall off / field even more. Now go to the rendering tab, environment, and right here we have our background color, so I'm going to change this to a very clear blue. You could use a environment map. Just click none and go for a bitmap, and you can use any image that you want, but I'm going just with a blue color. And if I render this right now, right, that's fine. I'm going to increase even more the size of the plane just to be in the safe side. Now open your material editor and we are going to add some materials. First, the material of the floor. So click this square right here in the size of the diffuse option, which is the same thing as clicking the diffuse color right here. Select bitmap, and 3ds Max 2011, I guess older versions have it too, has a map folder in your 3ds Max root, so all these materials here come with 3ds Max already, so just look for it, it's probably there. And I'm going to choose a wood material, a wood map actually, and select your floor, apply it, click the show map in the viewport, and we need to increase the tiling of it, so I'm going with 40 by 40, actually even more, 80 by 80. I'm going with a even 100. Alright, now go to the parent, increase the specular level to something like 110, increase the glossiness as well, and go to the reflection map, and we are going to add a ray trace map. Select reflection, go back to parent, and we are going to decrease the ray trace amount to like 10. I'm going to, right, and that's it for the floor material. I'm going to make a very simple render test right now. Alright, it's looking good. Now we need to make our 3D text material, so I'm going to change the diffuse color to orange, increase the specular level, the glossiness, go to maps, bump, and add a noise map, and increase the tiling to, I don't know, 40. Alright, and increase the bump to to no, I'm actually going to leave it like this. Now go to the reflection map and add a retrace and select trace mode reflection and decrease the amount. So I guess that's looking fine. I'm going to apply it to the 3D text and let's try to make a render test. Alright, that's looking kinda cool. So what else? I'm going to change some render configuration right now. How we are doing an animation, we need to set the time output to range, so it's going to render from the frame 0 through the frame 100. You can change the resolution right here. I'm going with AGTV Full HD, so, and we can change the render output. Just shows a folder that you want. Where is it? Right here. And you can change the type of it to a JPEG sequence or an AVI. If you choose JPEG, you would have to, you know, put the sequence together in a video edition software like After Effects. So I'm going with AVI and hit save, and it's asking for us to choose a compressor. I'm going with MPEG compressor, MJPEG compressor, and hit OK. In the view, put camera and hit this little lock right here, and let's hit F9 to make a render preview. So that's Full HD. It's looking nice. Alright, so that's looking pretty cool, but we can make this even better. So I'm going to cancel this, go to the create panel, lights, and we are going to add a skylight. Just click on anywhere, go to the modify list, and right here in the render tab just click cast shadows and decrease the rays per sample to something like 8. This skylight increases the render time quite a lot, so if you don't like to wait, don't add it, but it makes look the scene a little bit better. So let's make a render test. You can see that it makes the dark areas look brighter, and it's going to add an effect called ambient occlusion, and you can see it's very slower. So I'm going to, so that is the final render. It took 3 minutes to render a frame. So if you are going to render 100 frames, it's going to take 300 minutes. So it actually is not that much of a time when you think about professional renders. and I would wait for it. It gives a nice result. So have that in mind. If you add a skylight, it's going to increase your render time drastically. So to render an animation, make sure you have the camera view right here, the camera selected, and you have to you can click F9. You have to click this render button right here, and now we are going to render all frames, which I'm not going to wait. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like this video if you want to, favorite it, subscribe to the channel, and that's it. See ya.